Hey everyone, this is Governor Aptrepreneur, and here we are, fully made video, not live. This is scripted. This has the banner. This has the video, whatever side of the screen it's on. I always have a hard time telling, to be honest. It has the uneven, setup, so, sometimes it shakes. Oh God, it feels good to be scripted again. And we're not talking about Uber. In fact, we're going to be talking about Apple today because I am serious. We are going to be branching out outside of just Uber. This is going to become more of a tech plus entrepreneur channel because I'm just getting so bored with Uber. And this is a video that I feel like I had to have made. Let's straighten that up a little bit. Yeah, let's straighten it up. One day I'll have a studio where Apple has responded to the throttling controversy of their older iPhones. Now, for those who might not have seen my other video, I made a video, a lot of people did, where it was found out that Apple was deliberately throttling the performance of iPhones older than the current models. Now, many speculated, including myself, that this was Apple's way of forcing people to buy their new phones. And in a way, that is correct, but in a way, it also was not correct. I suspected it was simply them taking their power too far. Turns out it had a little bit more to do with the battery, because the batteries in older phones were starting to deteriorate, and the phones were sensing that, and the phones were like unexpectedly crashing. So Apple did a design thing on their phones, and they set out the update that basically if the phone sensed the battery was struggling, it would throttle the performance of the phone to prevent a crash. And that kind of explains it. And some people accepted like, okay, well, they weren't trying to screw us, but in a way they kind of were, and I'll explain why. But Apple has responded to that controversy because people were not happy about it one way or the other. And this is what they had to say. And I'm not going to read the whole thing, obviously. But a message to our customers about iPhone batteries and performance. We've been hearing feedback from our customers about the way we handle performance for iPhones with older batteries and how we have communicated that process. We know that some of you feel Apple has let you down. We apologize. There's been a lot of misunderstanding about this issue, so we would like to clarify and let you know about some changes we're making. First and foremost, we have never and would never do anything to intentionally shorten the life of any Apple product or degrade the user experience to drive customer upgrades. That's actually not true, as stated in this very article indirectly, and you will find that out. Our goal has always been to create products that our customers love, and making iPhones last as long as possible is an important part of that. Which is interesting because most people admit their iPhones, and in fact iPods, most Apple products don't last very long, and one of the reasons is the battery issue. Now, we're going to skim over this because they explain how batteries age. They also explain what preventing unexpected shutdowns means and recent user feedback. This is sort of not important, but addressing the customer concerns. Here's how they decided they will address the concern. And this is why you should definitely look at them with a skeptical, We've always wanted our customers to be able to use their iPhones as long as possible. We're proud that Apple products are known for their durability. Yeah, right. I've owned 3 iPod Classics in 6 years. Considering the things cost $300 to $500 each, or at least they did while they made them, that isn't really durable, but okay. And for holding their value longer than our competitors' devices, which actually is true. To address our customers' concerns, to recognize their loyalty, and to regain the trust of anyone who may have doubted Apple's intentions, we've decided to take the following steps. Apple is reducing the price of an out-of-warranty iPhone battery replacement by $50 from $79 to $29 for anyone who's an iPhone 6 or later whose battery life needs to be replaced starting in late January and available worldwide through December 8, 2018. Details will be available at apple.com. So their first solution is if you have an iPhone 6 or later, I guess if you have an earlier device, you're just plain out of luck, then the replacement charge to get the battery replaced will be lowered from $80 to $30, which that is not a deal, and we will explain why in a minute. Early in 2018, we will issue an iOS software update with new features that give users more visibility into the health of their phone's battery so they can see for themselves if its condition is affecting performance. Useful, but only so much. As always, our team is working on ways to make the user experience even better, including improving how we manage performance and avoid unexpected shutdowns as batteries age. don't think there was was there a definitive reason, like method for what that was going to be? That's kind of a speculative, well, we're looking into something and maybe we'll come around to it. At Apple, our customers' trust means everything to us. We will never stop working to earn and maintain it. We are able to do the work we love only because of your faith and support, and we will never forget or take that for granted. So let's go back up here so that, we have that nice little headline. So here's the issue. Here is the main issue. And this has always been a problem, and this is by design. And unless Apple changes this, this will never be enough. Because Apple says we want to make our products durable. We want to make them last long. But as you can read in that letter, which I did not read because I don't want to bore you, batteries, especially rechargeable ones, don't age very well. They just corrode and they lose their lifespan. And basically, they have like a good 4 full charges. And after 4 full charges, then the charges get weaker and weaker and weaker. And that's just the way batteries are. And, the thing is, batteries are not made to last forever. I mean, rechargeable batteries, eventually they die and they need to constantly be plugged in. And then you have your typical Energizer, Duracell, basic batteries that die and can't be recharged anyway. But here's the thing. Before Apple came along, every cell phone you bought, every smartphone you bought, you could pop open the case, take out the battery that was going bad, put a new one in. The battery would normally cost you $20 to $30 anyway, and recharge. Or not recharge, it would be brand new battery. And you have a practically brand new phone, assuming you don't want the latest upgrades. But Apple came along and they said, hey, you know what? That plastic thing on the back of the phone where you could replace the battery, yeah, that is so tacky looking. Don't you hate how tacky looking it is? Let's make it steel. Let's make it steel. And you can't open it. You can't open it and you can't change it. In fact, customers, if they change the battery, they might honestly screw it up. So we're going to change the battery for you. But we won't do it for free. We'll charge you $80 to do so. But hey, $80 is a lot of money. That's like a down payment on a new phone. So hey, instead of having us fix it, why don't you just buy our new phone? You see where I'm going with this? Obsolescence was planned in the design of the iPhone. Heck, it was in the design of the iPod, which before the iPod came out, the idea of MP3 players not having batteries that you couldn't replace, that was an unheard of thing. Apple got that started. And, Apple products in general, they are shut. They are sealed. You can't do anything with them if you aren't at Apple. Heck, the Steve Jobs movies, the very first problem, the first minute of the movie, is they need to open the computer and you need a special screwdriver that only Apple provides and they don't have one on hand. That's how protective Apple is of their stuff. But not only are they protective and does that give them more control, it puts you in a position where you're dependent on this company to fix very basic things. And my stance has always been, when you have like $1,000 phone or close to $1,000 phone, you should not make it so that you cannot replace a very basic part that is essential to the product's functioning. And this is the battery. Now, some people might say, well, but then Kevin, how do you explain, what if the screen goes bad? That's an essential part of the phone. You expect people to replace the screens themselves? What about this chip? This chip might, be important to the phone working. That could fry. And I hear what you're saying, but guys, we're not talking about the screens. We're not talking about the chips. We're not even talking about a headphone jack, which, honestly, you should be able to replace that yourself as well, but Apple doesn't have them in their phones anymore anyway, so what's the point of talking about that? We're talking about a battery. A battery. Basic people have been replacing batteries for years. Years. Heck, when it comes to cars, I don't know how to do much with my car, but I can change my battery. I don't need to go to a mechanic to change the battery. I could, but you know what? The battery is, you take this off, you take this off, you take the battery out, you put the new battery in, you reconnect this, you reconnect that, and there the battery is changed. I don't need to go to the mechanic and pay him $100 an hour to do that. I could do that myself. And that's the thing with Apple products. They force you to pay this enormous fee to get something very basic replaced. I have always had phones where you can replace your own battery. You don't need to take them into the shop to get it replaced, and that's how it should be. That's how it should always be. Now, some people might be saying, well, Kevin, here's the thing. Apple just admitted, hey, we're going to change our $80 fee to $30. And that's the cost of a regular battery, so what's the problem now? Well, the problem now is, first of all, it's only for the iPhone 6 and above. So, if you've got anything before that, you're out of luck. And, of course, the problem is it's temporary. They're only going to do that for 1 year. Then it's going to go back up to $80, because why would they give up that golden goose? People are dependent on Apple to replace the battery. It's something you can do yourself. It's something I've done for years. I still continue to do it. But not Apple. They won't do it. Like, this is a company that says, oh, you want more memory space? Well, we can't let you install an SD card, which is something my Surface, my Switch, my Wii U, my Android, basically every device that requires storage, my new dash cam, lets me put an SD card in to maximize space. Apple is the only company that says, no, you can't do that. You've got to pay us a monthly fee and sign up for iCloud. Yeah. So, I was mainly inspired to make this video for a couple of reasons. The first is that this, obviously, I would want to follow up on my last video I made. But the other thing is because I read a comment from someone who's a friend, and he's still a friend, and if he sees this video, please, I am not insulting you. For the record, you've been working at Apple for 6 years. I'm glad. That is a steady job. And from all accounts, Apple is a very good place to work these days. I'm actually kind of even jealous of that job because I hate their products, but I love the company benefits, the culture, the way. That just sounds like a great job to have. But he posted this letter, which is how I read it, and he said, this is why I like Apple, because of their forthrightness with this, and Apple did address the concerns with the batteries. They finally explained it, and they finally explained what they were doing, but they still left out the pivotal thing. Why are the phones designed so that you can't replace them at all? Why are they designed that way? They shouldn't be that way. These phones, some of these phones cost more than full computers. The iPhone 10, or X, whatever you want to call it, costs $1,000. The iPhone 8 costs $700, I believe. Why can't I replace my own battery? Why do I have to go to Apple and pay them $80 after 2018 just to get the battery replaced? That's obsolescence is designed in the phones, and so all this talk about, oh, we care about our customers, we don't want to do anything to offend them, and yet they make products that are designed to be outdated. That does not sound like a company that has your best interest at heart, but maybe I'm wrong. What do you folks think? I would love to know. Comment below, like, favorite, share, subscribe. If you enjoy the videos I make, consider becoming a Patreon member for $1 a month. And as always, flame responsibly. Have a good one.